Hello again, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a rose we have talked a tiny little bit about before, but a rose I'm going to talk a lot more about right now. And that rose is the lovely Twice in a Blue Moon. Now, my first encounter with Twice in a Blue Moon was very negative because the petals got kind of mushy and the rain kind of had its way with it. But as you can see now, there's a lot of raindrops also on this flower, and it has stood up completely fine to a few days in the rain. So it definitely seems to be improving now. It is a bit older, and yeah. But let's see here if I can get it out of the ways and show you guys some clearer pictures. Just rip it off here, and as you can see, it looks very similar to Pacific Blue, just a bit bigger in the flower head. And then you also get kind of same coloration. As you can see here, you have a bit more violet going on in here between the petals. I don't know if the camera can completely catch it. Maybe it appears more as a shadow to you guys, but it is a bit more violet in there between the petals. And then you have these yellow stamens in there. And for fragrance, oh yeah, you get a lot of the mask on the background, then you have some citrus on the middle, and then you have some spice at the very front of it. Yeah, damask, citrus, some spice. Honestly, it works. It works completely well. Like, I know when I'm reviewing some roses, I critique them from having an incoherent fragrance. Something like Francis Milan, for example, does not have the best fragrance because it is very potent damask mixed with a very potent tea fragrance, and those two kind of clash. But this one is well integrated in fragrance. The fragrance is kind of well, they mix well together because the citrus keeps the mask from being too sweet, too sticky to the nose, and the spice adds a little bit of complexity because it is not overpowering. It is more like an extra layer of detail. So this is actually a really good fragrant rose. I would say the intensity right now is between 8.5. So it is definitely one that can compete with Pacific Blue on fragrance. Pacific Blue is much more pure damask fragrant, but they are from the same breathing line, so you will notice a bit of similarities. But as I said before, a bit bigger bloom on Twice in Blue Moon, like half a centimeter to a centimeter, and it is also a bit flatter when it opens up, where Pacific Blue is a bit more tea hybrid shaped. Um, that said, though, I probably still won't recommend you guys Twice in a Blue Moon just yet. You see, the issue I have with this one is often the form shape. It seems to get a bit more gangly to me than Pacific Blue. It doesn't seem to leaf out as well or have as healthy leafing. And it is not that compact, beautiful shape. And another thing is, this one has given me like maybe 4 flowers this year, while something like Pacific Blue has given me closer to 20 flowers. So there's also a bit of the issue with flowering, and that might be because this is still a young plant. So I'm really keeping my eyes open on this one for next year. And I think I'll keep this in the garden for 1 more year to see how it does next year. If I see a huge step up in improvement on the foliage and the flowering, I might very well start considering this rose for recommendations. But right now, there's no doubt that if everything works out perfectly for this rose, it will only do as well as Pacific Blue. But it does have a bit more spice in the fragrance than Pacific Blue, and it is a gorgeous bloom. Now, to talk about something completely different when it comes to these roses is you can actually combine these more pale violet, pale lavender colors. They combine well with a lot of the other pastel and lavender colors. For example, you can take something like this and put up against something like what is it called, Macarosa and Cocologo. So those two more brownish pale roses will create a beautiful effect up against this pale lavender color. So you can create some interesting effects with these colors. You can also put something like this up against, let's see if I can get a dahlia here. You can put it up against one of those very, very dark purple. Now this one is about to go over, so it's not as pretty and not the best example, but it is what I have right here, right now. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of things you can do with these colors, and I know a lot of people, and that is completely fine. I also once had that opinion that these roses are kind of gray looking, and because they're kind of gray looking, they're kind of sickly looking, and yeah, I can't really argue against that. It is not the most attractive color in a rose, but it has its uses, and I think it's more beautiful when you look down that center where you have that deeper color and those yellows. But there's definitely things you can do with these colors that can create some interesting effects. But yeah, that was Twice in a Blue Moon. Not to be confused with this. Twice in a Blue Moon is an improvement over the other rose that was called only what is called Once in a Blue Moon, I think. Once in a Blue Moon, and then Twice in a Blue Moon was the improvement. I nearly forgot the name there. They're all something with Blue Moon. But yeah, Twice in a Blue Moon is an improvement over Once in a Blue Moon in the breeding program. But you can see there is a little bit of water damage when you look at the side, but it hasn't turned completely mushy like it did the first time. So definitely doing a little bit better now. And that fragrance, yeah, that fragrance is something I can work with. So I'm just waiting for this one to get healthy foliage and to turn bushy, and then I can see myself recommending this one. But for now, even if this rose turns out perfectly, it will just be something behaving very much like Pacific Blue, and Pacific Blue is a rose I've tested for many years and that I know is extremely perfect. So, but maybe it will get a sister rose, who knows. But yeah, guys, that was it for today. Take care out there.